Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for January 9th. We're looking at the US Swiss for our first trade. We have a swing trade opportunity. Middle bar has a lower low than the bar before it and after it, and a lower high. As you can see here, draw your trend line. You can see that this brand new session that has just started has already tagged it off of the high, found a little bit of resistance there and has pulled back. We have our first target here, right here. Let me draw a little bit better line there for you. That's probably a little bit shallow there. There we go. And then we have another one right here. We're looking at roughly about 19 pips to the upside if we get a break during this next session to the upside, around 18, 19 pips. If it breaks through that, look for it to run up to about 34 pips, right up to the 9,300 mark. Remember that this is a 0-0 level, and so at the 9,300 mark, we most likely will have some resistance as we had before here. So if we get a break of this trend line, it's already been tested once, which is a good thing, because if it tests it again and pushes through it, at that point it should move on to the upside. It's pulled back about 4 to 5 pips currently. Now, as far as news announcements go, let's take a look at what's hitting the calendar tomorrow. We have the Bank of England asset purchase targets for January at 7 a.m. Eastern. Consensus on that one is that it's held at 375 billion. They're showing rate decision tomorrow as well at 7 a.m. Eastern at 0.50%, a hold. The European Central Bank has their rate decision as well at 7:45 a.m. Eastern. They're showing a hold at 0.75%. Then a little bit later in the day at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we have the Consumer Price Index for China being released for December. No forecast. Previous was 2.0%. All right, now let's talk about ranges. Let's actually, before we do that, let's take a look at the pound US dollar pair. We talked about this trade yesterday. We had trend line drawn. We were looking for it to break to the downside, break to the low. Did do that, actually moved much further below it than I thought it was going to, which was a good thing for us, and we were able to grab some profit there. Now, as far as the US-Japanese yen pair, where do we think this thing's going to go? I think it's going to go up to 88.91, possibly down to 86.56. Look for some resistance around 88.40, and look for some support around 86.75. Now, the Euro-USD pair closed lower. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 131.42, possibly as low as 129.92. Look for some resistance to the upside around 131.15, and look for some support around 130.15. Pound US dollar pair closed lower, just talked about it. Did break through previous support, did pull up to close above it though. Look for it to potentially go as high on a reversal up to 161.15, possibly as low as 159.52. Look for some resistance around 160.50, and look for some support around 159.90. Now, the US Swiss, this pair, we're looking for it to potentially go as high as 0.9303, right around that 0.00 level we talked about earlier, possibly down to 0.9198. Look for some resistance around 0.9275, and look for some support around 0.9215. Well, that wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.